use flexible images. So all those things will be covered up in our practical demonstration. And first of all, it is very important to understand what makes site responsive. As you know, with all the web design, a responsive design also starts with HTML. This one, yeah. So a clean, well-structured HTML helps create content that is meaningful and easier to manipulate based on context. You know, HTML5 also includes a few features that help sites be more functional across multiple devices. And as you would imagine, CSS plays a major role in creating responsive design. That's why I have actually made it in give a center attention to it. And CSS media queries allow us to apply different set of styles based on factors such as like screen sizes, orientation, or resolution. But this allows us to change layout and typography to a design that's more suited to the context in which it's viewed. And responsive designs are typically fluid in nature so that they can flex to fit the screen on which they are viewed. Just like I given the example in the demonstration, when I'm reducing the screen size, the design becomes fluid and it responds and it adapts to my breakpoints also. And the third thing, you need to understand the JavaScript. JavaScript is also used in like varying degree of different responsive design, and is primarily used to control resource loading, supplying the correct images and media based on the need of different devices. And to that, add device functionality, like device-specific functionality can be geolocation, and it can also be touch events to the site. And essentially, these three technologies, like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, form the backbone of most of the responsive design. Yes, we have right viewing right here. So now let's get into some action and build a responsive design. Now, friends, basically now throughout this webinar, we are going to be coding our HTML and CSS. So I recommend using a text editor, whichever text editor you would like to use. And there are like whole lot of series of available text editor for both like Mac and Windows and for Linux, and some are paid and some are free. So like here I have mentioned some list of text editor which is actually very popular and can be available on both the platform like Notepad++, PSPad, and Coda and TextMate kind of. And so it's up to you, like whichever text editor you would like to use for responsive design. You can also use all the designers and developers love to use Dreamweaver. So you can also use Dreamweaver, and you can also use a fully integrated development environment like Visual Studio or NetBeans or any other fully integrated development environment. So it's all up to you, whichever environment or whichever editor you would like to use. So in my case, I would be using Visual Studio. So here, let's start our project. So first of all, let us set up our project files. So first of all, I have created one directory under techgig.com website, and here we can create a new directory called my website. So this will be our project for creating a responsive website, and under this, let's create one more folder called CSS, and under this, let's create one more folder called images. And to actually save our time, I have created some files so that we can just quickly paste it up. And all these files are actually blank files. We need to actually write the code into the file, but it will give us a quick idea like what names we should be using and what the basic structure and layout. So we don't have to waste some time. So images. Now let's add images. I have also separately created images on different folders. So now in your case, you can slice up all the images and you can use as per your whatever designs you are making up. So okay, let me give you what all images we are using. We are using this gradient image. Right here you can see on our large screen, we have one gradient image out there on the background. And then we have this banner large. Then we have this banner medium. Then we have this banner small. Then we have one. We will be also be using one sprite method for changing our images on hover. So here we will be using like CTA arrow as an image, and then our large logo. Then we have our medium logo, and after that we have our small logo and one is small mobile link. And these are the promo images. These 3 promo images. So that's all the images we have to use in our project. So let's start building our application. So here, first of all, let me open the directory where we have created this under my website. Let me copy this and open it up. Yeah, open. Yeah, now it's opening up. Yeah. Oops, come close. Yes, opening up. So in the meanwhile, it will open up. So we will be actually doing some coding onto that. First of all, basically what we will be doing, we will be first set up our entire project, and then we will prepare our HTML files. Oops, something wrong happened with this. Let me open it again. So basically, first of all, like we will set up our entire project, and then we will do some, first of all, we will define all the containers. So where my solution explorer? Yeah. So here you can see, now we have images directory, we have CSS, and all these CSS and image are basically blank. You can see all these files are just blank. They have just a quick header information and nothing else. Let's open our index.html file, and let's first prepare our HTML file. So first of all, let's add the main container, our HTML container on the file. So we have this sample file here. The document definition goes here. We have HTML, we have head, and then we have body section defined. Yeah, now everybody can see it properly. Yeah. Yeah. So under the body section, let me write containers, all the containers, so that I can write all the code inside that. So in a container, first of all, let's define a div. Let's give a class name equal to page. So this will be our main container of the entire, for all the screen sizes, and this will give a basic structure to overall page layout. And let's define a header. So this is a HTML5 element I am using in this, and this is article. This is again a HTML5 element I am using right here. And now let's define another div, and let's give a name promo. So as you see, our content strategy, we have actually taken up article, header section, and promo. So here basically we will be defining all the promos into this container. So this is a container which will be holding all the promos. And then next, let's define each of the promos. So above it has a promo container, and under the promo container, let's use one class and name it as promo. And then let's close it up. We will add up content later on this promo. So now let's copy this. We need to actually create 2 more promos. So let's add 1 more, and then let's add 1 more. So we have 3 promo contain. We have 1 container which containing 3 promos, and we will be adding content to it later. And now after this promo container, just add 1 navigation nav. This is again a HTML5 element, and after that let's use a footer. Yeah, so this is again a HTML5 element I'm using right here. So yeah, so now our basic HTML container is done, and now let's add some copyright information to it on the footer side. Let's add ampersand COPY colon, and let's give it your organization name. Your organization name. Yeah. Yeah. Let me save it up. Yeah. And now let's also add 1 link to my header area, and our logo will be come up on this. We will define the classes and give the styling to it later. Let's define a class called logo, and let's give href equal to self, that is hash. Yeah. Right. Now let's add some content to all these sections. So to do this, I have already created a snippet for all those so that we can save up our time. Let's copy this and paste it in article section. Yeah, let's do the formatting. And then under the promo area, let's copy this, promo 1. Let me do a little formatting. And then after that, in promo 2, let me copy it again, promo 2. Yeah, let me copy it right here. Let's do a little formatting. And then let's again copy promo 3. Yeah. Yeah. So now we have all the containers ready, all the sample content we have already linked. And now let's link a CSS file for all these screens. As you see, we have 3 different, sorry, this is opening up. Yeah, let me show you up how many screens CSS we having. So we having this 4 CSS. So we will be using 4 CSS. One CSS like a screen underscore style. This will be the core CSS, and layout large is this CSS that we'll be using for large screen. This is for medium screen, and this is for small screen. So just go right here. Can I shift this up so that it will be easy? Yeah. Yeah. Now let's add a link tag. Let's define a relationship is equal to style sheet, and here I need to define a style sheet. Yep. And after that, let's define a type equals to text/CSS, and after that, let's define its source of href from where it needs to be picked. So we have placed all our CSS file under CSS, and this is our core CSS file. Let's copy the name out directly from here so that we will not do any mistakes in typography. Yep. Now let's make another link. Relationship is equal to style sheet, and let's define a type. Again, a text/CSS. Yep. And then href equal to CSS slash. Now right now we're defining CSS for our large layout. And this will also work for all those browsers which does not support media queries. So here basically now I would like to write the syntax for media query. Now we will be importing our next file on medium and small screen sizes with the help of media queries, and all the rule inside the CSS file will apply only if those sizes will come in picture. So for example, we need to define like this. REL equal to style sheet, and after that I need to define same type equal to text/CSS. Where my cursor goes, yeah. So now I need to define for writing media query out here to call the file a CSS file based on a context. So I need to write media. I need to define it is for only screen, and my minimum width, min-width, should be 50 pixels, and again parenthesis, minimum width should be 50 pixels, and maximum width should be 500 pixels. So this will be basically for our mobile devices which are under 500 pixels. And let's define href is equal to, we have placed in the CSS slash, let's copy the name from right here. 1 second, let me shift this. How can I shift this? Yeah. Yeah, now it's better. Yeah, so let's copy this small screen size, this one. Let's copy the file name and place it out here. Yeah, yeah. So now let's copy entire thing and let's paste it out here. So now we have So this basically tells browsers if the media is a screen and the width of the browser is 50 pixels minimum and maximum is 500 pixels. So let's use all the rules which is defined under layout underscore small.css. And now let's create another rule which will be calling my media queries 501 pixels, and it will go up to maximum width of 800 pixels. And in this case, let's use medium.css. So now we have defined all the 4 CSS, now we also, like, with the best practices of doing the responsive design, and if you are using any kind of HTML5 element, so it's always better to define as Google Code Ship files so that browser which are under I9 can also use this. So to define this, we need to use this snippet. Let's write it out here. So basically what this snippet will do, if the browser is Internet Explorer and the version is below 9, that is 7 and 8, then the Internet Explorer 7 or 8 will use this JavaScript file. And the main role of this JavaScript file is to tell I7 or I8 to how to render these HTML5 elements. So if you're using those HTML5 elements, so it's always a best practice to use this HTML shift file from Google Code Codes, right? And after this, let's also define viewport. So basically, like if we talk about viewport, now one of the great thing about mobile web browser is they have the ability to take a